Is leaving City Kickboxing the fresh start Israel Adesanya needs to salvage his career, or is Father Time the real problem no new team can fix?
Basically, if he stays with Eugene and CKB, he'll just keep getting exploited because he's stagnant.
Israel Adesanya and City Kickboxing built one of MMA's greatest success stories together over 16 years. But 4 straight losses later, Izzy is walking away from that partnership. Is a new camp the missing piece, or are you watching the wear of a legendary career finally catch up? So, could you give me some context? This is some sort of kickboxing school.
Yeah,
Izzy was part of, or from the beginning, partnered in.
It's basically a kickboxing school run by Eugene Behrman. He's a very well-known trainer, coach in the MMA world. His right-hand man, Izzy's right-hand man. So I just wanted to bring up this topic because it's always interesting when you see close connections, a very tight-built family that has lasted for such a long time split up. And you always wonder why. Why is the split up? You know, with an American top team, big guys that split up in that camp. And now with CKB, it's just, especially with Eugene, who's so well-renowned and so credible in the MMA world, why is he leaving? And I think that was the real question. And what caused it? 4 losses in his last 5 fights, because they were big losses for Izzy. They weren't, right. Yes, big names, but some of those names were I would say fed to him. Like, it was almost like, okay, he might have a chance against Imavov. Joe Pfeiffer, he should have had that fight. You know, Dricus du Plessis, when he lost his belt, DDP he's a fighter. He's proved himself that he's got another tough chin and whatnot. But like Imavov, come on, that was his 3rd fight. He had a chance. Yeah. They gave him a 4th one. Joe Pfeiffer, I was so sure he was going to come out of that one, regardless of what says, because it's Izzy. Izzy knows his game. He's a smart fighter. He's a very good technical fighter, and he's got a good camp that backs him up, especially with Eugene in his corner. Eugene is like having God in your right hand that's just overlooking you. He's one of the best renowned guy. So where does this go from now? I'm curious to know what Izzy expects of all this. But
I just want to clarify, like, when they say that he's leaving City Kickboxing, he's leaving as a business, a partner, or like meaning like he's training there. He wants to go train somewhere else.
He wants to go train somewhere else.
That's what the partnership is. The training part. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the business, like he's a part of the business. No,
he basically he trains under these guys for so long, and now he just doesn't want to deal with them, regardless. Like Pascal was saying, like
the last 4 fights, that's for sure.
Same style. He won't.
And like you said, they were a bad one. The first one, submission, unanimous, and then submission, TKO, and I need to have another input that's going to help me do something different. And I had a conversation with you prior, when GSP lost against Matt Serra, right? Yes. When he lost, he got interviewed, and the person asked him, what happened? And he goes, it's very simple. What happened is that I was not focused. I did not train properly, and I'm going to change my environment, and it's gonna make a difference. And that situation was that, GSP was able to regain his belt, and he was able to, with all the change that he made. Fighters sometimes, what they do is they realize that their style, their approach was working at one point, and afterwards not working anymore. They want to pursue their career, knowing that if ever they do the same thing that they did prior, where they lost their fights, they need to reinvent themselves, basically.
So do you think he got basically exploited because he was always with the same camp, and fighters maybe caught on to his style and they were able to figure out the solution, kind of like how old fighters back in the day, like Ronda Rousey, I use her as a perfect example because she paved the way for women's MMA in the sense that when she came in, she had a style that no other women ever saw. And she was just crushing until she hit some women like Holly Holmes and Amanda Nunes who were like, hold on, I got the brakes on this one. I figured her out. I've been watching all these fights. And they came in and they exploited her back to back. So they both figured it out. So I'm wondering if he's afraid that he got exploited by guys like Joe Pfeiffer and Imavov, and guys that we didn't expect to beat him. And is that his stance, that basically if he stays with Eugene and CKB, he'll just keep getting exploited because he's stagnant. He's
Exactly.
not. He's not progressing. He's not moving. He's not growing.
Yeah.
Even though Izzy is one of the best fighters of all time.
You know, when you're a fighter, when you're a fighter and you start seeing that people are catching up, you need to work your weaknesses in order to get better. You know,
You need to face your weaknesses.
it's like if ever you're a fighter and your right hand is your strong hand, and you knocked like several people with your right hand, and all of a sudden people figure you out, and if it's your only weapon, how do you want to surprise people?
Right.
You know,
Right.
Everybody expects you throwing what you're right, and that's it. Every techniques, skills people are aware of because they were deemed as weaknesses on your part, and then you decide to either work your ground or having new techniques or working on new techniques and different approach, then you might surprise your opponent, right? Because everybody analyzes everybody. But if ever you work your weaknesses, then you become stronger.
Right.
Because it's like you're at the gym and your right hand is your strongest, and you always work out your right hand, and that's it.
That's it.
How are you going to be able to improve?
Right.
But the weaknesses, if ever you build them,
Right.
then you have more tools in your toolbox in order to fight, because you have options.
Well said.
So I would think that it's probably what he realized after his fourth loss and saying, okay, I think that I need to reset.
He's not big on ground games. He's not a wrestler. He's a kickboxer. He's a kickboxing champion.
Yeah.
And so he's known for long kick. Like he has long legs. So it's his kicks. He loves to kick. He'll strike. But he's kicking all the time to keep that distance from you. But he's getting exploited because, yes, he's skinny and tall, but he's getting taken down.
Listen,
so his wrestling game is weak.
If ever you know that a guy has long legs and he's a kicker, you go close. You go close. Because you know he's not going to be able to throw kicks.
Trying to keep that distance with the kick and measure your distance to make sure you're not too far, you're not too close.
Exactly.
And that sweet spot, and then pow! Next thing you know, your face is on the mat.
Exactly.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Shawn says no new team can make him good again. It will help him win his next retirement fight, maybe.
Shawn, as sad as that sounds, I have to agree with you. Like I don't want to say it. This is what I don't want to talk about, but I fear that he does move on, and it's not going to make him better. I do agree with you, Shawn.
I'm not gonna bet a lunch on that one.
Oh.
Not on that one. But I definitely think that it's going to be, his next fight is going to be a different fight. Well, if ever he goes with another team, it's going to be a different game plan for sure.
Yeah.
They're going to sit down. They're going to analyze the 4, 5, or 6, 7 fights.
No choice. You have to adjust your game plan.
Oh, definitely.
You have to.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you were saying something earlier. I was like, Khamzat Chimaev. We've always said he was the demon in the division. The wrestler, he takes everyone down instantly. You know this guy. He becomes this fearful guy. What does Shawn Strickland do? Stopped him. He figured out that game.
Exactly.
Shawn Strickland's not a wrestler. Well, in the wrestler in the sense, sorry, he's a very big wrestler.
Yeah,
but he's not known to stay on the ground. Shawn is a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
He's that Philly position, southpaw, stand up and let's just box. But he'll wrestle on the ground. He knows how to defend himself, and he proved it against one of the best in the world, Chimaev, who took 99% of his division down, and Shawn was the only guy who'd be like, hold on, I figured you out.
Yeah.
So that
also they trained together, right? So maybe that was an advantage. So
they trained together, but Shawn is also he figured him out. He was like, I can't make him take me down. And knowing that a wrestler, and I don't know if you can confirm this, but a wrestler to take down an opponent takes a lot of energy.
Yeah, it does.
For Khamzat to spend an entire round, take down, fight him, hold him down, and to get back up. Take down, to pull a guy down that's nearly 200 pounds and hold him down like a bear. You try holding down a bear. Like, yeah, you might be the best wrestler in the world, but now you got to hold the bear down. And when the bear gets up, you don't have the same amount of energy. And that's where Shawn was like, now we're going in our deep waters.
Yeah.
Third round, by the third round in that fight, Khamzat wasn't even taking him down anymore because he had no more energy.
Yeah.
So it was a stand-up game after that. And you have one of the best wrestlers in the world that refused to wrestle for 4 rounds? It's insane.
Yeah.
Because every takedown was blocked. And he's like, I can't keep doing these takedowns because it just stalls a lot more.
You know, being in a gym and training as a fighter is one thing, but you need to sit down and watch videos. Is
For
your
sure.
opponent?
You
You
have
need
to
to
study.
see
It's a great advantage to do so.
their
Study your opponent.
strength, and you have to.
And walk in and be like, I'm Pascal, the best boxer in the
No,
world.
No.
You face this fist, you're down. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll just avoid your fist.
Exactly.
I'll figure out a way to avoid your
Yeah.
fist. That's as simple as that. And it's
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. If ever you're able to place yourself at the right position when the hit comes,
it.
it's not gonna hurt as much as.
And it might
people
not be
think.
your most comfortable position,
Yeah.
but if you figured out the position you have to be in because you've watched the tapes,
Yeah.
that's what gets you the
Yeah.
wins.
Yeah.
And that's what makes fighters better fighters.
Exactly.
It's because they adapt
Yeah.
to their opponents. They
Mhm.
adapt to their division. They
Yeah.
adapt to the game. It's always growing the game too. You got to think 10 years ago, UFC wasn't it is today. 10 years ago, we weren't seeing calf kicks like we're
No,
seeing today.
no,
That's
no,
one of
no.
the biggest examples that I love
Yeah.
using is because the calf kick was, once it got introduced, it took down the player.
Yeah.
And it's like chopping at a tree.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're like, the trees keep growing and it looks strong.
Or
But
also
if you're chopping
the
at
inner
it,
thigh.
Yeah,
I've been
the
seeing
inner
that
thigh,
too.
yeah.
Kicking
Yeah,
the inner thigh.
yeah.
and what does that do? Again, like we said before, it shuts your body down.
Exactly.
You want to stand up and continue
can't.
fighting, but now your knee's starting to
No.
buckle. Your leg's
Yeah.
giving up because you're like, what? I need my leg.
You don't have that strong stance, right?
So when you need that stance for your punch or for whatever, you don't have that back leg. Your back foot is not sitting on anything because it's weak.
Right.
It looks like McGregor stepping into the ring. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah. In Kyokushin, this is the this is a big kick that is used like
really.
Yeah.
Big
Low
part of the
kick.
strategy.
Yeah.
To,
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Just
Yeah?
when you look at when you look at fights, most of the Kyokushin fighters.
And it's not looked at to beat your opponent. It's learned to take him down, like to weaken him.
Exactly.
Weaken him, yeah.
Basically to weaken him and take his tools, not to hold his tools, to take his tool away from him. And
Exactly.
not even like throw it out the window. You're like, your leg is done.
If you
and not
know-
only can you kick that leg, you can't even stand up on that leg.
If you have no base,
Exactly.
if your leg hurts, then afterwards everything crumbles.
You look like Connor on his
Exactly.
That's exactly what-
Exactly. Because even if you wanna punch, it's very tough because your base is not there.
Exactly.
You're hurting.
Your
Right.
power is not
When
coming
you have
from your
someone
base.
that is able to throw like low kicks, they go in and at one point it breaks the muscle. It's painful.
It's painful, and it's happening in the moment. It's
Yeah.
not going to happen. The next day you're in pain.
Yeah.
But in the moment, the nerves that must be sending signals to your brain
Yeah.
of I can't keep up.
Yeah.
Like stop hitting
Yeah.
me. And these guys. And once you hit and you see it, what's the fighter going to do? He's going to keep.
Oh,
hitting it.
definitely.
So
Oh, yeah.
now you're not even playing your game. You're playing a defensive game.
Yeah.
Whereas you're switching your
Right.
stance. You're going in your southpaw.
Exactly.
Or
Yeah.
going
Now you're just in
orthodox.
survival mode.
Exactly.
You know?
And
Definitely.
that's not
Yeah.
what's going to win you your fight.
Yeah.
Now you're just hoping that you're going to swing a haymaker and maybe connect on him.
And there's a technique to go get that back leg as well.
There is a technique for that. That's
because
right.
the front leg goes back, right? Because
Right.
the guy does not. So now the support is on the back leg.
Now it's on the back leg.
So if ever the guy throws a front kick, then you go on the back leg. So these are small techniques, but as soon as you start working out the front leg and you see the guy's putting it back, he's giving you the sign that
giving you-
it's something is wrong.
Something's
you know?
up. And you see
Exactly.
that switch, and that's your first calling sign of like,
Definitely.